name is Yuri Kasdorp, and we're here for iRacing GT3 Week 2 on Imola, and we're in the Porsche. We're going to be running medium downforce to make sure that we've got good straight line speed while also still having a bit of stability into the corners. So have a look how this looks like in the lap guide coming up. Right, so here we are, last sector, about to start the lap. And with the Porsche on this track, I found that especially into these last two corners here, you need to be very, very early on the brake, otherwise it wants to go straight. It wants to go into the gravel on the outside. Use the curb here. The exits. The big run to turn 1. Turn 1 you want to maximize the entry. Make sure to put it to the right side of the track, and because the entry is not exactly straight, you want to brake in a straight line towards the outside. Right. Want to look curve on the inside here. Just about clip the second one. Clip the one on the right as well. Got to get a good exit up the hill here. There's a car on the right going over the crest. Keep the speed up. You can't run all the way right there anymore. In Minerale you want to keep the car as straight as possible. The rear wants to step out every opportunity here. Careful with track limits in the chicane here. As I said, for the last corner, make sure to brake really early. Otherwise the car just wants to go completely straight. Clip the inside curb a bit here. And get a good exit onto the start finish radius. That's the lap around Imola and the Porsche. So here we are, start the lap. I just want the shortest run to turn 1 here normally. And then you want to make sure to run to the outside here to make sure that your braking is as much in a straight line as you can. And you can brake from the inside to the outside here as well in a straight line, but then you have to turn more. So you want to start from the outside here, not take the shortest line the last bit, and make sure that we're braking a straight line towards the right side and have a nice entry to the next corner. So we turn a bit here before the braking. And then while we start braking, we've got a straight line to this point here. You can take it in either second or third, I found. Third is a bit harder with understeer, but it's a bit easier to keep the speed up. You don't want to clip these anti-cuts in these corners here. Should be flat on the last left-hander. Then we're coming up to the second bunch of corners. You want to brake on the right side here, and you want to hit the second anti-cut. You want to avoid the first. Means you want to hit this curb here and then use that to jump over this second anti-cut. And then we want to do the same thing to this anti-cut here. Want to make sure that you're entering from the left side as far as you can here. And then use this red bit here of the curb to kind of jump over the inside one. Careful with the off track on the outside here. If you use all of this green part here, you can get an off track. You need to have 1 or 2 tires on this white and red curb. Then brake maybe 5 to 10 meters after this this entry road on the right side here. And try to set this corner for a good exit, meaning you sacrifice a bit of speed on the entry to be on power nice and early. That way we get a good run all the way up the hill here. Got a fast left-hander here, small touch on the brakes. The rear will start to get loose when we're running medium downforce. And try to keep the speed up. Again, you can't run too wide here. 2 tires need to be on the red and white curb. Minerale here is really tricky because the engine in the Porsche is on the rear and all it wants to do is overtake the front here. especially when you're turning and you brake at the same time. The rear's really heavy. It just wants to overtake the front of the car. And what we do against this, again, is we turn just before we brake to aim the car towards the inside and try to go as much in a straight line as possible. But the corner here is too sharp to go completely in a straight line. So we're braking tiny bit, release the brakes for the curb here, otherwise we upset the car too much. And once we're off the curb, again, try to brake as much in the straight line as you can, to brake as hard as you can towards the outside here and aim for this point here on the left side. And then we try to keep the speed up a bit. Throttle nice and early, 2 tires on the red and white curb. And we get to the chicane. Chicane's tricky with the off tracks now. Again, you want to keep 2 tires, red and white curb. And try to get decent exit from here. And the last 2 corners, again, really tricky now with the new ABS. The car wanted to go straight for me a lot, so I had to brake way earlier than I thought I could. And then you want to make sure to kind of clip this inside curb here. If you miss this, if you've got the front too loaded here, the car just wants to go straight. Want to use all of this curb on the right side here to, one, keep the speed up for this first left-hander, but more importantly, get a good entry for the next one, because that's where we go into the start-finish straight. Small tap on the brake, get the car on the left side here for a bit of rotation, and throttle really, really early here to make sure, again, we got a good exit. 2 tires on the red and white curb here as well, and then with a good exit, you'll carry that speed all the way down the straight and all the way into turn 1 for another lap. So that was a lap guide around Imola and the Porsche. A lot of fun to drive, quite tricky into a couple braking zones because we can't just straight line brake for the corner. It's a lot of fun to drive. Wish you all good luck this week, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel.